guys, my name is Janie Deegan. I'm the owner and founder of Janie's Life Changing Baked Goods. That's our tagline for a couple of reasons. Number one, we make these amazing life changing pie crust cookies, and I invented them. You can't find anything like them anywhere else, and you can currently buy them in Whole Foods, on Fresh Direct, and a bunch of other local stores around New York City. And number two, it's life changing because baking really changed my life. In my early 20s, I was homeless and penniless due to addiction, and I was able to climb out of that. But as I was, trying to stay sober and trying to get my life together, I found that I had no sense of self, no self-love, no self-esteem, no courage, just like a shell of a woman. But I really loved baking. And so I started baking, and it was this meditative act of self-care. And I would bring baked goods to everywhere I went. And it started filling me with this sense of pride and this sense of self-esteem when I saw people, it's such a universal thing, feeding people, and I would see people eat my cookies and how they lit up, and it started to be this light in my life. And in 2015, I was a couple of years sober, and I had no idea what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, but I started a baking business, and for the first couple of years it was part-time from home. And then I was able to, along the way, I invented this cookie, and it was, told to me by mentors and people in the business world that this was a scalable product. And, I haven't looked back. In March of 2020, my whole business and world was shattered, and I had a couple employees working full time for me, and all our modes of business were outright canceled. It was all direct to consumer and corporate catering. And so it was really cool that because I had been vulnerable with my customers, because I had shared my story with them, they were willing to sort of like be vulnerable with me and wanted me to know them and them to know me. And so I found that right as COVID started, I had hundreds of customers from all around the country reaching out to me and asking how they could help my business stay alive. And so what we decided to do was pivot directly to e-commerce. And that had not been something that I had a lot of experience with, but I was able to grow with the help of my customers, my e-commerce side of my business, over 11,000%. And I also was able to work on the wholesale side of my business, and we were able to launch these babies in, Whole Foods, as I mentioned. And moving forward, our business has grown so much. I employ 4 women. We're in a shared commercial kitchen, and I'm not even able to give these women full-time hours, and I'm having to turn down orders left and right because we're not able to get enough hours in the kitchen. And so moving forward, I'm looking for a space of my own. I'm looking for a space where we can really spread our wings and grow the business the way it deserves to be grown. And so any grant money would go directly towards finding and building a place of our own. So thanks for listening.